Hello and welcome to another video. I am Debbie. Today I have a preparation video that I would like to share with you. This is for my Josephine wall and it's Fly Me to the Moon, and this is from Diamond Painting Deutschland, and this is what it looks like. I just took a copy of this off of their website, so it's not as clear as it will be obviously once that I complete my rendering. But I wanted to go over the preparation, what I did to get ready for this, especially for those of you that are joining in with us on our Josephine Wall event that starts on April the 1st. And I'm going to put Kim and Angie's information below. If you have not subscribed to them, please consider doing so. And we also have a Facebook group that is extremely active right now. So if you are interested in a Josephine wall canvas and you'd like to know more about it, then please join our Facebook group. We would definitely love to have you. This kit has 220 colors. Most of the larger Josephine walls are going to have max colors, and this one is 220 colors. It is a square canvas, and it is 90 by 67 centimeters. And I did purchase this from Diamond Painting Deutschland. Their shipping can be pricey, especially if you're in the US, because they are in Germany. But if you purchase one kit from them, or if you purchase, I think, up to 7, it is still going to be the same amount for shipping. So what I normally do is I will wait, and towards the middle to the end of the year, I will look and see if there's anything on my wish list, and then I might purchase it, for next year. And that way I feel like I'm getting my money's worth, because I'm saving up for the canvases, and then also shipping is just the one price. So that definitely helps, but I love their canvases. They do have other canvases other than Josephine Wall, but that's the only ones that I've purchased there. But their canvases are really good. The Josephine Wall canvases are double-sided adhesive. That's the only drawback, but if you don't like using the paper that comes with it, you can always change it out for release paper. I did that one on my last one that I did. I really didn't like doing it that way, so I'm going to keep the paper that's on here now, and I'm just going to use my paper cutter that I have, that my little pen that I use, and I will just cut the sections that I want and then just move it down and then just get rid of each section. So I wanted to go over how I prepared the canvas, what I did for my drills. I have already kitted this up because it took me a long time. It took me a while to decide how I wanted it, and I knew it was something I really had to concentrate on, so I didn't want to do it on camera and then stop and think, and then that would take a long time, and just decided it's probably better just to show you what I did. So the first thing that I did is that I made a copy of this. So this is a clean copy, but this inventory sheet comes with the kit, and they also give you a sticker sheet. But on this, I made copies of it, and then I numbered a lot of these, and I numbered them based on different themes. And since I've already done this once, I knew what the themes what they were going to be. So I was able to do it a little bit faster this time than I did the first time. But I like to use these type of containers, and they don't hold a whole lot. I do have quite a few that I will have to keep adding to, but I have put those in a mesh bag. It is labeled for my Fly Me to the Moon, and whenever I need one, I will know to go and get it. These are the baggies, and so it was nice because I just sealed it up and I don't have to worry about, putting them in other baggies. So that was really nice. And 220 fit in 4 of these. I had a couple of extras in each one. So what I did, and what you would have to do if you were doing something like this, is you have to look at this and then decide, what does each of these symbols make me think of? And so that's how I actually started this. So I ended up having a list, and then I put all of those together. And also what I did is that I put on the cover of each one of these, I put the theme or the topic of each one of these. So this first one says arrows, and everything on this side here, they have something to do with arrows. And then I also have nature. And nature is down here. I have like a 3-leaf clover here. This reminds me of the sun. It may not remind you of a sun, but when I look at that, I think of the sun. So that's why I put that one there. This one is the world, and that's not really nature per se, but it was really no other place to put it. So I thought, well, nature will work. This one, at first, it reminded me of a hand, but then I started thinking of a shooting star, which is exactly what that is, and so that reminded me of nature. So you just have to think how your brain works. Mine works kind of strange sometimes, and I actually figured that out by looking at some of my topics and where I put some of these. But then I also have over here, I have lines. So anything that has a line, and I have like this could have been an arrow. It could have also gone underneath household, possibly. Could have been under tools, but I went ahead and included that just as lines. And the same thing with the music note. And the percentage, because there's a line here. That's the first thing that I see when I look at percentage. So that's those. And then the ones on the bottom, that was a continuation of nature. So I have to remember that I have nature down here too. And then this other one, I did the same thing. I have triangles here. So anything that has a triangle or familiar with a triangle, then I have on this side. On this side, I have squares. At the bottom, I have household. So I have an iron. There's some utensils. I also have a suitcase, and then a washing machine. So things like that, that reminds me of a household items that you might see in your house or you really need for your house. Then on this one, I have ABC 1, 2, 3s, and then I have transportation. I have technology, body parts, and then communication. So under transportation, I have a car, I have a sailboat, I have a gas pump, and then also underneath technology, I have a whistle and a phone, which could have been under communication, so that was kind of iffy. Satellite, and I have phones under here. And then on the other side, I'm going to have body parts such as a hand, a full body, and then didn't know where to put the birthday hat, so I thought hat reminds me of a head, head's a body part. So I'm telling you, my brain's kind of strange, but that's what it is. Then I have a baby stroller, there's a baby in there, body parts. So that's what I did on those. And then this one, I have rounds, I have medical, tools, food, and then another house. So on the rounds, anything that was round that didn't go anywhere else, that went over here. And then for medical, I have this, to me reminds me of a thermometer there. And then I have, this is like a medical sign. And then I have headphones here. I put that under medical because my daughter used to use headphones when she was younger because of the noise, and so I just put that under medical. And then an M for medical. This is some tools, which really is a push pin. Had no other place to put it. So some of these I did have to embellish quite a bit there. And then I've got some food, which is apples. I have cups there. I have, it looks like coffee. And then for house, I have a castle. You have to have a key to get into the castle, so that's house, more keys and a lock. And then trash, I have paint rollers. So a lot of these could have also gone the other side of the house one, but I kind of ran out of space. So I'm gonna put these next to that one whenever I have it open. And then I also have Pac-Man. You play games where? In your house. So that's how I did mine. But then what I do is whenever I go to diamond paint, I will have these out. I am fortunate that I am able to use a fairly large table in my craft room and downstairs, and so I can put them all out like this, and then I can see exactly what I need. So hopefully I have set up my containers to where I can easily locate. And maybe for the first couple of hours or so of diamond painting, I may be, scrambling, looking for different symbols. But I think once I get used to it, it's going to be really fast. And these are 4 small containers. So I like the fact that I don't have a lot that I have to worry about on my desk. Also, the ones that did not all fit in here, I have a check mark on the symbol. And so that tells me that if I get low, to go and look at my storage that I have for this kit. And then all I have to do is to erase that once I fill it completely up with all of my drills. And that way I'll know that I don't have any more. So I think that's going to help me as well. And then one thing that I am going to do, and I don't know if a lot of you do this, but I'm going to move these out of the way. And they do give you some excess on the canvas. And I don't need anything excess. I don't need anything extra. So what I do is I went ahead and put the washi on the top here so I know where I can start cutting. And I don't know if I'll use, I guess I will continue using this washi because it's a pretty washi. But I don't need all of this up here. I do have it upside down because I'm going to be cutting it. But this is what's closest to me. So what I do is the excess, I don't use this because I'm not going to be looking on this. And all this is just the actual thumbnail because it tells you, what this kit is. And then also it's going to give you all of the symbols, how many packs, the number, and I don't need that. I'm not going to use it again because I have this, and then I also have this, which is why I kept a clean copy. So what I'm going to do is just cut this part off, and it does take it close to the edge is the only thing when I am doing this, because if you look at here, raise this up a little bit. If you look here, if I cut right above this, it's going to take it right up to the drills. And that's okay because at the bottom doesn't have much space either, and neither does the sides. So I'm okay with that. And I have a mat underneath, which you can use like for fabric, to cut fabric. So I'm just going to put that there so I don't mess up my table. I do have a ruler that goes with the mat, and I do have a trimmer that I can use, but I don't know where it is. So it's in my craft room somewhere, but I'm just going to have to use scissors on this. So I'm going to do it about right there, and I will just have to cut it. And so what I like to do is, if I had my rotary trimmer, I would just put it here and I would just run the rotary trimmer. But I needed to get another one because the blade was getting really dull on it. And I did not get another one because I don't use them anymore. But I didn't want to just rip the canvas. So I'm going to actually use a marker, and then I'm going to put it about right there. So it's right underneath where all of these symbols are. And I'm going to do that, and I'm going to cut it, and that way I will have extra room there. So I'm going to do that after this. There's no point in you watching me cut, but that's how I'm going to do it. So this will be cut off, and then I will be ready to start. Also, what I'm going to do, because my last Josephine wall was a round, since this one is a square, this one does I'm going to show you this side because I've already cut some of it. Move that down some. So over here, this has grid lines, just as if you were working on a converted cross stitch. So it has 10 squares in one area, or 10 little sections in one area. So what you would have would be 10 drills. So for each line there. So what I did is I went 4 across and 4 down. And that's where my square is going to be. So once I finish this one, then I will go ahead and I will cut again, and I will do 4 across and 4 down. And so that way I will hopefully stay on track and not do what I did on my last one, which I had opened way too many sections, and then I started doing just one color or one symbol at a time on several sections, and that's what's causing me to take so long with my kit, because I'm having to go back and see where did I miss the drills, what do I have missing. So I'm not doing that again. I'm going to stick with this. Hopefully that will work. And this is also halved. So when we get down to this section here, I'm going to roll this up just a little bit. We get down to this section here. This is where they have another paper. And so that tells you that's about the halfway mark. So that will at least give me a point of, I know where I am now. And so that's going to help out. And I am going to go ahead, I'm going to put washi all around here because I don't want it to get dirty. And it's probably going to take it close to the edge, but again, I'm okay with that. So let me know how you kit up something like this if you like to use individual containers. And what I may do the next time that I do another large one is that I do have a large art dot container, and so I may use that one next time. It will be much faster in the process too, instead of using these, because while I loved using this, once I decided where I wanted all of my symbols to go, I went ahead and I put the symbols on each one of these. Went ahead and put all the stickers on, and then I had to go through, and all of the drills were in the DMC order in the baggie. So that was good. I put those out on my table in 3 columns, and I would go through each one and see, okay, this is number 151. So I'd go pull 151. And this one was 3782. So I went and pulled that one. So that took a long time to do. And it was fun. I have to admit, I enjoyed it. But also, I have to tell you guys, I have to be honest, this had static. I did not think that Diamond Painting Deutschland would have static, but oh yes indeedy, it had static. And it was not pretty. So I'm glad that I didn't do that on camera. I had to stop for a while, take a break, take a breather, and get back to it. But let me tell you, I have found this stuff, Static Guard. It was wonderful. So what I did is that I opened all of the bags, and I tried punching little holes in there, but I really didn't do a very good job of that. But I went ahead and opened the bags. I put a very small dryer sheet in each one, and then I shook the bags up, left them there for just a little bit, and then I got this Static Guard and a Q-tip. And I don't like aerosols. I don't use aerosols in my house unless I just have to. Any of my hair products are not aerosol, but you do what you have to do sometimes. And so I used a Q-tip, sprayed some Static Guard on the Q-tip, and then I rubbed it all in the drills, all on the side, inside the baggies, and then I shook it up and I left it there for a couple of hours, went back to it, and that cleared the static up. It was amazing. So I'm going to keep this Static Guard handy, and next time that I go to kit up, it is going to be there for me. So it is definitely a really good hack, and I had several of you that commented to use Static Guard, so I really do appreciate that, and I will definitely do that from now going forward. I'm definitely a believer on that one. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that it gave you some ideas of how you might kit up a max color canvas, whether it is Josephine wall, a converted cross stitch, or anything else. And let me know in the comments what you do. I love to hear that. And until next time, happy diamond painting. Bye.